These are New York's top rated thrift stores, so they better be good. There were some things about it that were a little bit overhyped. If you guys don't know me, I'm a native New Yorker and I try to show you the real, authentic parts of living in New York City, of being an entrepreneur. In this video, I'm really excited to show you some New York City thrift stores. We're featuring vintage shops, flea markets, thrift stores in Upper West Side, East Harlem, Brooklyn, all over the city, so it's not just like concentrated on Manhattan. And out of these 5 thrift stores, I've only really been to one of them, so I'm really excited to just go there for the first time and rate them honestly. I am a pretty tough reviewer on thrift stores because I love sustainable fashion, but I also like affordable fashion. Like if you are a thrift store that is selling Shein clothing for the same price as you would get it online, that's not really a thrift store, right? I've made several videos like this before in the past, so if you want to see more thrift stores where you can go shopping in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and all the other boroughs, then make sure to check those out. I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of each place so you can really curate your thrift store list when you do come and visit. And we're not holding back here, okay? If you are interested in watching, and if you are a person that loves sustainable fashion and just thrifting and checking out local businesses, then make sure to keep on watching. Make sure to like and subscribe because it helps so much and also just pushes this video out to other people who want to see more realistic content like this, especially fashion wise. You can also check out my Instagram and TikTok. It's at @MahuaKhan, where I post every single day, and you'll see more like short form content like this about New York City, about small businesses, fashion, and so much more. Okay, I got my phone right here with all of the pros and cons of the places that I've gone to, so this is what I'm going to be looking at. It is the first sunny-ish day in April this week. Now that it's sunny, I can go out and frolic. Even though it's a little bit cold, I still have to wear a sweater and jacket. It's also a flea market that only happens on Sundays, and we're in the Upper West Side right now. I haven't been here in a really long time. I did go to college in the Upper East Side, but the Upper West, it's not like my usual forte. So I'm really excited to go to this bazaar that only happens on Sundays. It closes at 5 p.m. today. It happens like rain or shine. My first time going there, and I feel like they might have a really good collection of like vintage home decor, frames, clothing, because the area is known to be a little bit more wealthy, you know? So we'll see what people are getting rid of. The first place that we started off with is the Grand Bazaar in the Upper West Side. This is only open on Sundays. I loved that there was a good range of different items and like a mixture of vintage, luxury, and also small local businesses. I feel like the other flea markets that I've gone to, the Chelsea flea market, the Brooklyn flea market, they don't have as much of like the emphasis on small businesses. The Brooklyn flea market definitely does, but I feel like this one had a lot more. And something else that really was different from the other flea markets that I've gone to that I featured in previous vlogs is that this one actually has food options. Yeah, it's not like a crazy amount of food, but you can at least walk around with a little sweet treat or something. What I really liked was walking around and seeing like the different craftsmanships and like the clothing, the decor, everything else that you can think of. I love the fur jackets and just like the actual authentic vintage pieces. But with that being said, I feel like the prices were still a little bit high and it's a little bit harder to negotiate just because it is the Upper West Side and it's a little bit more posh.
I really like this one.
That's nice. How much is it? Like this one bracelet that I really liked was $30, which I feel like could have been a little bit cheaper. Honestly, I would just go to window shop and browse and just like people watch. That flea market had so many great finds, but the prices were very unpredictable. There were some things that were selling for like $2, $10, and then it goes up to $700 plus. This woman asked how much these silver spoons were, and the guy weighed them, and they were $700. That was the lowest he can do. But some things are like worth the price because they're actually vintage and, you know, they're gold or silver or whatever it is. But some of them, you gotta haggle it down a little bit, you know? In the flea markets or any country, in any flea market, you gotta make sure your pockets and your bags are all zipped up because the pickpocketers come out.
Hey. Yeah, me.
So I give this an 8 out of 10. The next stop is Brooklyn. We are heading over to Williamsburg. It's like the most perfect weather today where it's tank top season. As I was looking in my closet, because I donated a whole bag of clothing, I realized that I don't have many like summer, spring tops. I have a lot of like long sleeve button-ups and sweaters. So today we are going thrifting yet again. We are in Brooklyn this time. We're going to a new place that I've never even heard of, but apparently it's very popular and big. There's a good range of men's, women's, everyone's clothing. and I'm wearing a very accessible clothing. Pro tip, if you're a girl, wear a skirt, something that's like easy to put pants and like bottoms on, so you have to like keep taking it off when you are changing. Are you looking for anything specific today?
I'm looking for new pants to wear for like this,
like jeans or like slacks?
Summer. I was thinking some more jorts.
No, you have too many jorts.
I only have one pair of jorts.
This is again my first time ever even hearing about it. Apparently it's very highly rated. Some of the pros is that it was beautifully organized by fit, by type of clothing, so it's very easy to like sift through all the clothing. I like that it was a bigger selection of clothing. Like there was an actual vintage collection featuring like Ralph Lauren, old Disney, Levi's, and other jeans and things like that. And it was like a fair price. And this was also the first store where I felt like there was an even ratio or even more of men's clothing versus women's clothing, which is very rare, weirdly enough.
First up, we got a pair of pants called Dickies.
Love a classic white shirt.
The drop shoulder.
You know what that reminds me of?
That's what I do.
Do you remember the dead brother from Hocus Pocus? That's like the type of clothing he would wear.
Some green carpenters. And that's it for now.
What's the price range for these?
30.
Oh, that's not too bad for Dickies. First thing.
Oh.
It's just a little top cover up. This
Oh.
is the second option. This is $25. And there were a lot of like cowboy boots, Doc Martens, Nikes, Converses, so many different like branded shoes for a really good price. Like we saw the Converse for $35, which I feel like is really affordable. Go to the cons, just because I feel like there were some things about it that were a little bit overhyped. All of the racks were very crowded together where it was very hard to move through each row and just shop in peace. Like it felt very constricting and very tight, especially during a Saturday or Sunday. It's gonna be very hard for you to like actually move through the racks and see the clothes in peace. Another thing about this thrift store is that they didn't really have jewelry or purses or additional accessories like that. They had cowboy hats, they had scarves and shoes, but that was really it for accessories. Another thing that I wasn't 100% feeling was that the aesthetic of the store was very curated towards like that retro theme, and outside of that there weren't really clothing that were more trendy or less printed. So yeah, that is some people's cup of tea and they go to stores specifically for that like 70s theme or like that cowboy aesthetic, but I personally like stores that have like a wider variety of styles. All right, we just finished going through that store. We spent like an hour in there. It's a Saturday, so there's like a lot of people. It's very crowded, and I feel like they had great stuff, very vintage, very 80s, and like a retro, like you can tell from the prints and the patterns, and the prices were pretty good for it to be like vintage, but I felt kind of constricted because it was just like so packed in there.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of like New York thrift stores are like so like claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Like too jam packed, so much going on. It's, you know, it gets me out my element. You know, I can't lock in.
But I feel like it was very curated and organized, where even the colors were all, you know, matched up. So it was organized in that sense.
There was some decent stuff. There was some good stuff, but
you were very picky, so I was surprised that you had
guy.
like a bunch of stuff in your hand.
I'm a picky guy, but still, you know, I found some things, but yeah, there's too much going on.
Now we are going to one of our favorite spots in Brooklyn called the Beacon's Closet. This is one of the only ones in this vlog that I've actually gone to before, and I showed you guys my last thrift videos just how much I love the store. So hopefully it's like not too crowded in the store too, because a lot of people go there on Saturdays. So for this store, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Like, these are New York's top rated thrift stores, so they better be good. That is one of our favorite taco trucks ever, Birria-landia. one of my personal favorites, and this is one of the only ones that I have gone to in the past. It's called Beacon's Closet. There are so many pros to this that I will be telling you just because, again, I'm such a big fan of the store. It is color coded and it feels so satisfying to go through each rack. It's so well organized. I feel like the prices also align more with like actual thrift store prices. I feel like nowadays, especially in New York and like these big cities, thrift stores aren't really thrift stores anymore. Like, the prices are still outrageous and close to the actual retail price of that original product. So it's hard to like trust these stores and these videos, right? So that's why I try to make it as realistic as possible. Obviously, the store does have like a wide range of different prices depending on if it's a luxury type of clothing or how vintage it is, but I feel like it is a little bit more fair. I also think that they have a great selection of luxury and trendy and vintage, like everything in between. And it's not like dirty clothing or shoes for the most part. I feel like there are also thrift stores that just put whatever on the rack without really cleaning it well, and you can see the stains and it just doesn't feel sanitary.
Oh. Thoughts?
$21.95.
Puma.
Pretty cute.
Puma. A little dirty.
It's a stain, yeah. I would have that one.
Sorry.
Something else that I really like about this store is that you can also donate clothing and you get money back or store credit, whereas like the other stores that we visited, you can't do that at all. And I don't know about you, but I love thrifting purses, and I feel like they have a good purse selection. Like we saw the Dior, we saw the Cezanne bag, which were like $30, $40, pretty affordable. Again, I don't know if the Dior bag was real, but I'm pretty sure they authenticated. Regardless, it's still pretty cool. And I feel like this Beacon's Closet specifically is one of the best and biggest locations, especially in the New York City area. The other ones like aren't as good or big. Also in this store you can find a lot of good accessories like necklaces, earrings, scarves, hats, and then also really good branded shoes as well. Wow, I feel like such a stand for this store. Like I'm not even getting paid to be talking this highly of it, but they also have a good range of jackets and outerwear, even if it's like not cold outside. And I only have one con for this, which is crazy considering I have so much to say. They have a smaller men's clothing section. It is obviously there and it is a little bit bigger than the usual selection in most stores, but I feel like they can expand a little bit more. Usually I find a lot more in the store and I leave with a lot more items that I have bought, but today was just like an off day for me. I finally got one item from all those stores of thrifting. I finally found one item. I just feel like I'm very picky with the clothing that I choose nowadays because, you know, like I know what looks good on me and I'm not gonna just buy something just because it's cheap. Like I'm not really into that. So this is something that I really liked. It was $17.95. I'm into the florals. You guys know that's my aesthetic. It has a little cinched waist, as this shirt that I'm wearing right now has. And I feel like it's really cute, and you can wear it like in so many different ways. Like I really look for forever pieces.
Yeah.
You know? And what I really like about that store is that since it is color coordinated, you kind of know what color looks good on you or what you're looking for, so you just know exactly what rack to go for.
I like that.
How do you feel about like the guy selection?
Kind of mid.
But I feel like in comparison to other thrift stores, like they really completely neglect men's clothing, but this one has a good selection.
It's like 15% of the stores.
Yeah.
That's usually like the ratio. I've come a couple times and like the men's was like, it was cool. But
yeah.
This time it was
bad.
It was not it.
Because I think the spring to summer transition is still kind of up in the air, so it's like they don't know what to choose yet.
Right.
Yeah. The last thrift store that I went to was in East Harlem. I thought that I'd put this in even though I included this briefly in another vlog, just because I want to include a small business. So right now my bestie and I, we are in East Harlem, and since it is her birthday, I'm taking her to this spot that she doesn't know of, that she has sent me in the past before, but she doesn't remember what she sent me.
Yeah, and she's like, you sent me this place. I'm like, where are we going?
So the day that we went to the store, it was actually under construction, so they didn't have like a storefront name yet, but this is a great store called Modified Thrift that has a great selection of modest clothing. This is very hard to find, especially in New York City, like full coverage clothing. So this is great for hijabis or people that want like long dresses with long sleeves.
You'll never do it right. You can never.
This is also a local business where the daughter is helping market this business for her dad. So I just think it's very wholesome and it's like actually a local business that you can support. I'm not gonna give a rating for this spot just because I didn't see it in its fullest potential, and it is like a small business where it's a father-daughter type of business. Okay, so that is the end of this video. Please let me know in the comments below if you agreed with any of the ratings that I had, disagreed, if you personally liked any of these thrift stores that I mentioned. But also, I'm always looking for more thrift stores in New York City, local businesses that I can support. So if I did miss any that you absolutely love or have heard about, please let me know in the comments below, because a girl loves her sustainable fashion, a girl loves thrifting in her free time, or even just window shopping, honestly. You guys already know that I make this type of video bi-yearly at this point, almost every other season, so I will definitely make sure to feature those in the next few videos if you have any other recommendations. But as always, please make sure to like and subscribe if you guys did like this video, because it helps so much, and I just want to make more fashion content. Like, you guys know I'm a fashion girly. I have my own apparel brand where it's like a part of me. You can also check me out on my Instagram and TikTok. It's at Mahua Khan, where I post every single day, and you'll find similar content like this but short form. I also have a podcast with my partner called Difficult-ish, where we post every single week, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, all streaming platforms, or even just watch us on YouTube if you want to just like vibe out with us, hang out with us. And again, as I mentioned, I am a designer and the founder of my own brand where I sell my art and apparel. It's called labyrinthapp.com, and I have a new collection coming out very soon that I'm really excited to share. But I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week.